The gavel comes down. The courtroom is frozen. Meri Brown just received her $540,000 verdict, and in the other room, Kody's face contorts in shock. His fists are clenched, his voice shaking, and then the breakdown. What happened in those charged minutes wasn't about money. It was about deception, lies, and the collapse of a man who thought he was the master of everything. Tonight, we bring you inside the courtroom battle that tore the sister wives' family apart once and for all. Before we proceed, if you were in Meri's place, would you have battled Kody in court, or have crept away quietly? Leave your thoughts in the comments. I'll be monitoring what you write. The courtroom is faintly scented with wood polish and stale coffee that smells like it has been left in the cup too long after a day of hearings. Sunlight pierces through thin blinds, cutting across the faded carpet in flat stripes. All the seats are taken, sit-em reporters with notepads, show fans straining to pick up every word, and family members leaning forward, their bodies coiled tight. The atmosphere is thick, heavy as a storm about to unleash itself. At the head of it all is Meri Brown. She appears serene on the surface, yet her knuckles are white as she holds onto the sides of the table. She's been the quiet one, the forgotten wife, the one who seemed always to be standing alone when Kody lavished his attention elsewhere for years. But today, Meri possesses something she has never had before: power. Behind her, Kody Brown fidgets in his seat. His hair is restrained, except for strands that fall loose against his face. His jaw clenches as if he's chewing words he would throw across the courtroom but can't. His lawyer sits beside him, whispering something, but Kody doesn't reply. He's too occupied, observing Meri, his eyes narrowing as if simple will might shatter her. The judge's tone breaks the silence, firm and measured. The court rules in favor of Meri Brown. The award is $540,000. The words linger in the air. Gasps spread through the crowd. Robin places a shaking hand on her mouth. Christine leans forward in her seat, eyes flicking between Meri and Kody, reading the board like a chess game. Janelle blows out a harsh breath, half relief, half shock. Meri doesn't even blink. She doesn't smile. She doesn't smirk. She simply breathes slow and deep, as if this is what she'd always known would arrive. Kody, however, can't sit still. His chair scrapes hard on the floor as he pushes it back, standing so suddenly the bailiff moves forward, ready for a fight. His loud, raw voice rings out in the room. This isn't justice, this is a setup. Lies, nothing but lies. The judge bashes the gavel once, hard. Mr. Brown, sit down or you will be held in contempt. Kody doesn't shift immediately. His chest heaves and drops in jagged bursts, his fists shaking. For an instant it seems as if he'll burst forward. But then, with effort visible on his face, he slumps back into his chair, muttering to himself. And that's when the cracks in his facade start to appear. Meri's lawyer rises, voice calm and clear. Your Honor, the evidence was clear. Mr. Brown's financial mismanagement, the hidden transfers, the undisclosed accounts, all of it was proven. Meri was entitled and the court has ruled accordingly. Kody bangs his hand on the table. Those weren't falsehoods, they were. He cuts himself off, aware too late that each word he utters is being recorded, not only by the court, but by the numerous eyes fixed upon him. The judge's scowl intensifies. Mr. Brown, you've had your say. The court has spoken. If you'd like to appeal, do it through the proper channels. This hearing is over, however. Meri exhales as if for the first time in hours. It's not about the money though, it's about being heard. About standing up to the man who dismissed her, who pushed her aside, who made her feel invisible. But even as the courtroom is about to adjourn, another type of tension starts to build. Kody isn't done, not by a long shot. What nobody in that room is aware of yet is that Kody is keeping something back, something which, when it comes out, will rock the Brown family even more than this verdict. And if you thought this $540,000 settlement was the highlight of the tale, you're going to want to stick around, because the secrets Kody has still to expose are a lot blacker than cash. Underscore, 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 cameras. Reporters rush forward, their questions overlapping in a cacophonous chorus. Meri, how are you feeling? Kody, will you appeal? Is this the end of Sister Wives as we know it? Robin leans in closer to Kody, telling him quietly but urgently, but he brushes her off. His face is flushed now, his neck veins bulging as he struggles to keep his temper in check. They don't know the truth, he growls under his breath. None of them know the truth. Christine watches him intently, her arms crossed over her chest. She leans forward slightly toward Janelle and says, under her breath, he's not going to drop this. You can see it in his eyes. Janelle nods grimly. Yeah. And when Kody gets cornered, that's when he's the most dangerous. Observe how everybody now watches Kody, not with respect, but with fear. That transformation will color everything that happens next. As the bailiff starts to sweep the room, Meri stands up. She doesn't hurry. She doesn't break eye contact. She gazes straight at Kody, and for a very long moment, the two of them just sit there staring at each other. There isn't hatred in her eyes, not anger, but something colder, something final. Kody clenches his teeth, swallowing hard. It's obvious he wants to shout something, to scream, to beg, to curse, but this time he keeps quiet. And that silence is more oppressive than any explosion could have been. But before Meri reaches the doors, a voice cuts through the chaos. It's Kody's, deep, angry, and shaking. You think you've won, Meri, but you don't know what I've got up my sleeve. And when it comes out, everyone here is going to regret supporting you. Meri stiffens. The room becomes silent, and in that instant, the battle lines are redefined, not in the courtroom, but in the depths of hidden secrets yet to be revealed. The courthouse is almost deserted now, but the tension has not cleared the air. Reporters stow away cameras, the bailiff swings the massive wooden doors shut, and the echoing footsteps ring down the corridor. But in the cramped conference room next to the courtroom, the true drama has just started. They believed it was all over when Meri had marched out with her $540,000 verdict. They thought Kody's rage was nothing more than a man lashing out at losing. But then came the whispers, the papers hidden in manila folders, and the threat that Kody himself let slip in the heat of anger. You don't know what I've got hidden. That wasn't an empty outburst, it was a warning. And tonight we lift the curtain on the secrets that threatened not only to reverse the verdict, but to annihilate the Brown family from the inside out. And here's the question for you. If you knew your ex had a secret that could destroy your world, would you reveal it or stay silent to keep yourself safe? Leave your answer in the comments below. Meri sits in the conference room, flanked by her attorney and Christine, who insisted on coming for moral support. The fluorescent light hums faintly above, washing everything in a sterile glow. Meri's lawyer flips through papers methodically, his tone calm. You did well in there. Don't let his theatrics shake you. The court's decision stands, but Meri won't listen. She keeps replaying Kody's words in her head. You don't know what I've got up my sleeve. She knows Kody well enough to realize it was not an idle threat. He always had a talent for keeping things back. Feelings, finances, even whole schemes, until it served his purpose to let them out. Christine bends forward, her tone low. Meri, you know he's not kidding. If he's threatening like that, he must have something. The question is, what? Meri takes a deep breath, her eyes scanning the tabletop. I don't know, but I'm not going to let him bully me into silence. And that is where the game changes. Because when Meri refuses to be intimidated, Kody's desperation only becomes more menacing. Meanwhile, down the hall, Kody paces like a caged animal. Robin trails behind him, her eyes wet, her voice trembling. Kody, please, just let it go. We'll appeal, we'll find another way. But don't make it worse. Kody turns around, his face flushed, his hair loose about his shoulders. Forget it, she just embarrassed me in front of everyone. She took $500,000 that belonged to me. His fists tighten as he bangs them against the wall. I'm not forgetting this, Robin. I can't. She thinks she's won, but she has no idea what the half of it is. Robin moves closer, speaking in a lower tone. If you follow through on this, it's not about you. It's about me. It's about the kids. Don't pull us into the gutter with you. Kody glares at her, his chest rising and falling. For a moment, he seems as though he might give in, but then his head shakes slowly, his expression growing hard. No, this family was founded on loyalty. She broke it. And if I must set everything on fire to prove it, then so be it. Robin's tears overflow, but she utters not a word, for deep down, she knows, once Kody gets a notion in his head to get even, there'll be no stopping him. In the conference room, Christine's phone rings. She looks at the screen and scowls. "You won't believe this," she says, her eyes squinting. She holds out the phone to Meri. On the screen is a social media post from an anonymous account. The photo is grainy, but recognizable. It shows a manila envelope being passed between Kody and another man in a parking lot. The caption reads, "Secrets don't stay buried forever." Meri's stomach twists. What is this? Who's leaking this? Christine shakes her head. I don't know, but someone somewhere wants this to come out, and they want you to see it. Meri sits back, her head spinning. Was this the secret Kody had been keeping? Some sort of financial arrangement? Something illegal? The possibilities spin in her head, each one blacker than the last. And suddenly, the courtroom war becomes something much darker. A game of secrets in which any leak might blow the case wide open. Hours passed, and the Browns are dispersed. Janelle is at home, phone flashing with texts she doesn't care to read. Christine is walking her living room, deciding whether to follow up on the anonymous post. Robin is quietly crying in her bedroom, and Kody walks back and forth outside on the porch, grumbling to himself. And Meri? She's gazing at her image in the hotel mirror, muttering to herself, "Don't let him win. Not again." But even as she prepares herself, there comes a knock on her door. She stands immobile, her heart racing. Opening it, she finds nobody there. Only an envelope on the floor. Her hands shake as she takes it, extracting a letter from within. The writing is uneven, near hysterical. "If you need to know what Kody is really like, come see me tomorrow. Come alone, midnight." The steps of the old courthouse. Meri's breath catches. She looks down the corridor, but it's deserted. Who wrote this? A friend? An enemy? Or Kody himself? The following day, the family returns to court for follow-up motion. Kody sits rigid, his expression inscrutable, while Meri can hardly focus. That letter smolders in her purse, like a hot coal. Christine catches on to her distraction, leaning in to whisper, "You okay?" Meri tugs on her hat and hesitates, then shakes her head. "No, but I can't tell you. Not yet." The judge arrives, and the session starts. But as the legal motions continue tediously, Meri's thoughts stray. She continues to read the note in her head. If you want to know the truth about Kody, this is where Meri's battle shifts, from winning cash to revealing secrets that could ruin Kody forever. That night, the courthouse looms in silence, its stone steps lit by the pale glow of the street lamps. Meri's heels click softly as she approaches, her heart pounding louder with each step. The air is cold, carrying the faint scent of rain. She waits, clutching the letter in her coat pocket. Every shadow seems alive, every sound amplified in the stillness. Then, footsteps, deliberate, slow. A shape steps out of the shadows. "Meri?" The voice is rough, low, familiar and odd. She blinks, her heart racing. "Who are you?" The figure moves in closer, and a man in his 40s is there. His face creased, his eyes flicking nervously. He looks over his shoulder before he speaks. "I don't have much time, but you need to know. Kody's been hiding money, offshore accounts, bogus business deals. He's been money laundering for years." Meri's breath catches. "What do you mean? Who are you?" The man swallows hard. "It doesn't matter who I am. What does matter is that I used to work with him. And if you go looking, you'll find it. The documents, the transfers, everything." He thinks he's above the law, but he's not. Meri's hands shake. She feels the force of the disclosure bearing down on her. $500,000 now looks like peanuts next to the scope of this. The man jams a flash drive into her palm. "Everything's on there, but watch out. If he discovers you have this, he'll hunt you down." She doesn't have time to answer. He's already disappeared, consumed by darkness. Meri stands locked, the flash drive clutched tightly in her hand, her mind reeling. Offshore accounts, money laundering, secret deals. And then, once more, Kody's words ring out louder than ever. "You don't know what I've got hidden." And now, Meri possesses Kody's blackest secret, but revealing it would land her in danger greater than anything she's ever known. The next day, Meri sneaks into the courtroom. the flash drive buried deep within her purse. She catches a glimpse of Kody, already seated in his place, his smirk slightly thin but unmistakable. And at that moment, one icy realization grabs her. Does he already know I have it? The court fight might have paid Meri $540,000, but the flash drive she now possesses, that might take Kody down altogether. Sealed within are the secrets of a man willing to do anything to remain in power. Offshore bank accounts, shell companies, and the money trail he never thought anyone would uncover. But what happens when Meri plays the files? And more importantly, what happens when Kody finds out she's the one who has them? Before I go on, if you found proof that could ruin your ex in court, would you utilize it or hide it for your own protection? Let me know in the comments. I honestly want to hear what you'd do. The hotel room is quiet, save for the soft whir of the mini fridge. Meri sits cross-legged on the bed, laptop light in front of her, flash drive shaking in her hand. She pauses, looking at the small piece of plastic that now weighs more than any sentence or judgment. At last, she exhales and inserts it. A file opens, Brown holding. Within are dozens of files, spreadsheets, wire transfers, emails. Meri clicks one blindly, scanning the figures. Millions of dollars funneled through shell companies, routed through banks in the Cayman Islands, Belize, Switzerland. Her stomach tenses tighter with each page. This isn't just secret money. This is fraud. One of the emails takes her breath away. Keep this under wraps. If Meri or Christine ever get wind of this, we're dead. Sent by whom? Kody himself. Meri covers her mouth, her hand trembling. She reclines, half whispering, "My God, what did you do?" And that's when Meri realizes her battle with Kody is no longer personal. It is criminal. The following morning, Christine has a secret meeting with Meri at a tiny diner just outside of the city. The place is filled with the aroma of bacon and coffee, but Meri doesn't even touch her food. She pushes the laptop down the table. Look, Christine's eyes grow wide as she scrolls through the files. This is bad. This isn't just keeping money from you. This is federal level bad. Meri shakes her head sternly. If I submit this, he's done. But Christine, if he finds out I possess it. Christine takes her hand on the table. Then we shield you. We take it to the proper authority. This is no longer about vengeance. It's about preventing him from harming anyone else. Meri's eyes flash with uncertainty. She has carried this fear of Kody for years. The thought of standing up against him fully, with proof that could send him to jail, is empowering and terrifying. At Kody's house again, the mood is different. He is calmer now, eerily so, walking slowly through the living room. Robin observes him closely. You're too quiet. What are you going to do? Kody smiles slightly. Meri believes she won. But she has no idea how far this goes. She doesn't have any idea what I've arranged. Robin's brows crease. Arranged? What do you mean? He cuts off his pacing, his eyes narrowing. Insurance, just in case anyone ever tried to cross me. Robin takes a hard swallow, a look of discomfort creeping onto her face. What type of insurance? Kody doesn't respond. He merely gets up and moves to the window, gazing out at the black street, his reflection glowering back. Retention line. Observe how Kody's silence is more frightening than his rages, because silence implies scheming, and scheming implies peril. Later that night, Christine phones Janelle, speaking in an urgent tone. You have to come see this. It concerns Kody. Janelle comes in on her bicycle, settling onto the booth next to them. Meri opens the laptop once more, revealing the document. Janelle's face goes white. He was laundering money. While I was trying to pay the mortgage, while we were barely keeping our heads above water. Meri nods solemnly. We all struggled, and he was embezzling millions. Janelle bangs her fist on the table, startling the waitress. Unbelievable. He made us look like fools, broke and desperate, while he played banker behind our backs. Her rage, pure and unpolished, is something Meri has never seen before. It sets something off in her, a knowledge that she's not alone. And now the wives are not only upset with Kody, they're together, and that's something he's never had to deal with before. But while the three women schemed in silence, Kody was one step ahead. The following morning, Meri awakens to discover an envelope slipped beneath her hotel door. A single photo is inside. She at the diner with Christine and Janelle, computer open. A message is scribbled across the bottom. I know what you're doing. She's frantic. He's spying on them. He must have discovered it. Somehow he knows. Meri summons Christine in a panic. He's on to us. He knows I have the flash drive. Christine's tone becomes stern. Then we don't wait any longer. We take it to the court, to the authorities. Before he makes his move, Meri clutches the phone harder, her thoughts racing. She knows Christine is correct, but a part of her holds back, because once this is out, there's no turning back. This isn't family drama anymore. This is public scandal. FBI intervention, jail time. At the same time, Kody bursts into his attorney's office. He bangs a folder down on the desk. They have something. I don't know how, but they have it. The lawyer blinks through the pages, furrowing his brow. If they actually have evidence of offshore accounts, this isn't a civil case anymore. This is big, Kody. Federal big. Kody scowls. Then take care of it. Burn it. I don't care how. The attorney reclines, shaking his head. I don't destroy evidence. If they've got the files, that's beyond my control. Kody's jaw clenches. He stands up quickly, storming out of the room. His lawyer calls out to him, but Kody pays no attention. His mind is already working, and we see it for the first time here. Kody understanding. He's not invincible anymore. That evening, Meri joins Christine and Janelle in a secure spot, a tiny rented office in town, out of sight and sound of anyone affiliated with Kody. They set out the flash drive, the computer, the papers. Christine glances at them, then at Meri. Once we turn this in, it's no longer in our hands. Is that okay with you? Meri pauses, and then nods. I've been afraid of him for too long. No more. Janelle lets out a slow breath. Then let's do it. But the office phone rings before they can act. None of them know the number. Christine answers reluctant. The voice on the other line is unmistakable, cold, controlled. You think you're clever, don't you? But you're not. You hand that over and you'll regret it. All of you. Christine's hand clamps harder around the receiver. Kody, we're not afraid of you anymore. There is silence for a moment. Then a low chuckle. We'll see about that. The line disconnects. And now the fight isn't legal. It's personal. Kody is sending a message. If he falls, he takes them down with. The women look at one another, fear and determination warring across their faces. Christine speaks up at last. We go tomorrow. Early. No more waiting. Meri nods, but as she stacks the files, she can't help feeling like they're already being watched. And she is right. Across the street, a black SUV idles. Through the windshield, Kody sits watching the office window, his face unreadable. As the women lock up and leave, Kody leans forward, gripping the steering wheel. If they want war, he mutters, I'll give them war. And with that, he starts the engine, his eyes burning with a dangerous resolve. For weeks, the courtroom drama has been about money, lies, and betrayal. But in the dead of night, the fight takes a darker turn. Kody isn't only fighting back now, he's striking out, hopelessly trapped. And when a man like Kody is cornered, he doesn't give up. He strikes back. This is the evening the Brown family learns that to win in court is to win only half the fight. Because beyond those walls, Kody's anger burns hotter than ever. Rapid fire question before we start. Do you think someone like Kody can ever change? Or once a person reveals who they truly are, that's it for good? Let me know in the comments. The headlights of the SUV slice through the darkness as Kody creeps along the city streets, stalking them. His thoughts are a tempest. Betrayal, humiliation, fury. He curses under his breath, pieces of sentences spilling out like shattered glass. 500,000, offshore. Think they can destroy me. Next to him, the passenger seat is scattered with documents, duplicates of court documents, photos of family, even a wrinkled photo of him and Meri when times were good. His fingers dance over it before he tears it in two, throwing it out of the window. Kody's phone rings. It is a message from Robin. Please return home. The children are frightened. He ignores it. His eyes narrow as he pulls up near Meri's hotel, the engine idling low. He watches the front entrance, the lobby lights glowing warm against the night. He can't see her, but he knows she's in there. And he whispers, almost to himself, you think you've beaten me, but I've still got cards to play. And this is when the narrative turns, because now it's not just what's going to go down in court, but what Kody's going to do outside of it. The following morning, Meri wakes to pandemonium. Media is swarming. Flashbulbs pop like firecrackers as she emerges from the hotel. Questions rain in all directions. Meri, is it true Kody's under investigation? Did you release the financial documents? Mary's breath catches, freezing her. Someone outed the flash drive. She hasn't even turned it in, and the media knows about it, which can mean only one thing. Kody is making the first move. Christine calls mere minutes later, her tone biting with fear. They're claiming you leaked the files to the press. Did you do that? No. Meri yells into the phone, holding it tightly. I told no one. He's framing me. Christine exhales shakily. Then we're in trouble, Meri. Big trouble. Inside the courthouse that afternoon, the atmosphere is electric. Reporters swarm the steps, shouting questions. Kody arrives flanked by his attorney, looking smug for the first time in weeks. He waves at the cameras like a man in control. Meri Brown is lying, he says vehemently, his voice ringing above the mob. She's making up evidence to ruin me. She's bitter, she's vindictive, and she'll do anything for attention. The words slice like a knife. Meri remains rigid, just a few feet away, her face burning with both anger and humiliation. Christine and Janelle hurry over to her, speaking in urgent whispers. Don't listen to him. Don't let him get to you. But in private, Meri is disintegrating. Kody isn't battling just in the courtroom anymore. He's battling in the public sphere, making her out to be the bad guy. And worse, people are actually hearing him out. And here is where Kody demonstrates he's dangerous. Because he doesn't only engage in battles, he reshapes the narrative so that everyone looks at him as the victim. The hearing starts, but it's different now. The judge appears tense, the attorneys more aggressive. Kody's lawyer stands firmly, waving a photocopied article from the morning paper. Your Honor, we have reason to believe that the plaintiff has disclosed confidential information to the press, compromising the integrity of this case. Gasps ripple through the courtroom. Meri's attorney leaps to his feet. That is outrageous. My client has done no such thing. But Kody is smiling, and that smile shakes Meri more than any shouting ever could. The judge bangs the gavel, silencing the room. We will investigate these allegations. Until then, this court is adjourned. As the people make their way out, Kody moves in beside Meri, speaking low and hard. And see how simple it is? I don't even have to beat you with facts. I'll beat you with stories. Meri recoils, her gut churning. He's telling the truth. Even if the files exist, even if the public perceives that she made them up, she'll lose everything. That night, Christine bursts into Meri's hotel room, slamming the door. We can't wait any longer. If we don't turn over that flash drive to the authorities now, he'll kill you before you even get the opportunity. Meri shudders, tears welling. But if I do, Christine, it won't be only him. It'll ruin the whole family. Robin, the children, everyone. Christine clasps her shoulders, her eyes burning. He made that decision when he began stashing money. Can't you understand? You're not destroying this family. He's doing that. Meri sinks into a chair, her hands over her face. She can feel the weight of every choice bearing down upon her. The risk, the fear, the responsibility. And this is why Section 4 is the breaking point. Because now, Meri isn't just fighting Kody, she's fighting herself. Meanwhile, Robin is at home, pacing the living room, clutching her phone. She dials Meri, her voice trembling when the line connects. Please, please don't do this. Don't turn it over. You'll destroy him, Meri. You'll destroy all of us. Meri's silence on the other line is deafening. Robin continues, her voice cracking. I know he's done horrible things, but he's still the father of my children. Please, if there's any part of the family we had left, don't destroy him entirely. Meri closes her eyes, torn. She can hear the desperation in Robin's voice, and part of her aches with sympathy. But another part of her, the part that remembers the years of manipulation, the lies, the loneliness, refuses to bend. I'm sorry, Robin, Meri whispers, her voice steady now. But he ruined himself. Robin's sobs echo through the phone, before the line goes dead. The following day, Meri, Christine, and Janelle set foot inside the federal building downtown. The air is chilly, formal. A serious-faced agent ushers them into a closed room, where Meri places the flash drive on the table. This, she declares firmly, is what Kody's been hiding. The agent inserts it into the plug, his eyes scanning the files rapidly. His eyebrows shoot up, his lips compressing into a tight line. He glances at the women. If this is actual, it's not merely evidence for your case. It's a federal offense, and it can result in prison time for Mr. Brown. The words loom over them like a death warrant. And here's the change, because this battle is not family business anymore. It's a federal investigation. But even as they exit the building, relief doesn't arrive. Because parked across the street, in the same black SUV, Kody sits gripping the wheel, his knuckles white. He's already heard. As the women disappear inside their cars, Kody mutters under his breath, his voice shaking with rage. They think prison scares me. They think the FBI scares me. But they have no idea what I'm willing to do. And with that, he starts the engine, his eyes locked on the road ahead. This is just the beginning. It's just the start of a war. The courtroom was where the truth was supposed to reside. Tonight, though, it seems like a battlefield where love, loyalty, and betrayal are sharper weapons than knives. Kody Brown is pushed into a corner, and a man in a corner is the most dangerous. What he chooses to do next will amaze his family, the court, and every individual who believed they already knew his darkest side. And here's what I want to know, before we get started. Do you believe Kody will truly lose everything here, or will he manage to spin the truth once again? Leave your answer below in the comments. The bang of the courthouse doors slamming resonates down the marble corridor. Kody bursts in, his lawyer hurrying after him. His face is colorless, but his eyes blaze with a chilling determination. He's not here to protect himself now. He's here to tear down. Inside, Meri, Christine, and Janelle are shoulder to shoulder, together for the first time in years. They look at the door as Kody walks in. The room temperature drops. The judge sits down, and the courtroom quiets. Everyone senses it. Today is not another hearing. Today is the breaking point. And this is where all the things the audience believed they knew about Kody begin to fall apart in their eyes. Kody's lawyer comes first, booming voice. Your Honor, before we proceed with this case, we need to discuss evidence of fraud, not on the part of my client, but on the part of Meri Brown herself. Gasps ripple around the courtroom. Meri stiffens, her heart racing. The lawyer slams down a folder on the table, drawing out papers like a magician with tricks. Bank transfers, altered documents, records which indicate that the so-called flash drive evidence was manufactured. Meri's lawyer jumps up. Objection. These documents have been tampered with. We insist on verification immediately. But the seed is planted. Whispers circulate through the gallery. Pencils scratch frantically. And amidst all of it, Kody observes with the slightest of smirks, as if a man who lit the room ablaze and is looking for the fire to consume everything. Christine is whispering into Meri's ear, her teeth gritted. He's attempting to turn this around on you. He wants you to be the criminal. Meri's throat constricts, and people will believe him. The judge thunders for silence, her gavel banging down. This will be confirmed by impartial experts. In the meantime, we proceed. The harm is already done, however. The whisper campaign starts immediately, and Kody is aware of it. He moves forward, speaking in low but venomous tones. You're going to regret this, Meri. Every single thing about it. Meri sits stiffly straight ahead, but her hands are shaking in her lap. Retention line. This is why Section 5 matters. Because Kody isn't just fighting for his money, he's fighting for control of the truth itself. The testimony begins again. Christine is called to the stand. Her voice is steady at first, but Kody's lawyer hammers her with questions, twisting her words. Mrs. Brown, isn't it true that you've always had resentment toward my client? Yes, Christine concedes, her jaw clenched, but that doesn't make it any less of a lie. And isn't it also the case that you gained financially from his success for years? I did, but thank you. No more questions. The message is unmistakable. She's bitter, resentful, and seeking revenge. Christine exits, her face ashen, hands tight. Janelle pats her shoulder as she walks by, whispering, "Don't let him get to you. He's reaching for straws." But Christine's eyes reveal uncertainty. Then Meri comes forward. The room falls silent. Kody's eyes never leave hers as she lifts her hand to take the oath. Her lawyer starts softly. Meri, why did you bring the financial records to the court? She hesitates at first, but gains confidence. Because for years I trusted Kody. I trusted our family. But when I saw what he was doing, lying, hiding money, making himself better than everyone else, I couldn't remain quiet. Not anymore. The gallery stirs. Meri's vulnerability penetrates the din. For the first time she is less plaintiff and more truth-teller. But then Kody's lawyer stands, stalking like a predator. Mrs. Brown, isn't it true you were publicly embarrassed by your husband when he divorced you for Robin? Yes, and isn't it true that you acknowledged feeling isolated, betrayed and angry? Yes, but so wouldn't it also be true that you had motive to kill him, whether the evidence is real or not? The words hang in the air. Mary's throat constricts. She opens her mouth, but nothing comes out. Kody leans back, arms across his chest, triumphant. And here's where audiences feel it in their gut. Because sometimes the truth isn't enough, when the lies are louder. When recess comes, Meri collapses in the hallway. Her hands tremble as she pushes them into her face. Christine and Janelle stand around her, attempting to keep her out of sight of photographers snapping pictures. I can't do it, Meri whispers. He's winning. I can tell. Christine's tone is steady, bordering on fierce. No, he's not. You know the truth. That flash drive will vindicate you. But what if it's too late? Meri asks, her words shaking. What if people already think he's trustworthy? Janelle intervenes, calm but firm. Then we remind them what he actually is. And we don't rest until they do see. Meri glances between them, her friends, her allies. For the first time she feels the burden of something greater than herself. This is no longer about her settlement anymore. This is about surviving. When court reconvenes, the bombshell. Federal prosecutors have examined the flash drive and verified its authenticity. The secret accounts, the offshore transaction, the clandestine real estate acquisitions, it all checks out. The courtroom erupts in noise. Reporters scramble to their feet. The judge thunders the gavel, demanding silence. Mary's lawyer stands, his voice echoing through the room. Your Honor, the facts are indubitable. Kody Brown has engaged in grand fraud. We move for immediate seizure of the involved funds and property. Kody's face drains of color. For the first time the mask cracks. He stands abruptly, slamming his hands on the table. This is a witch hunt. They're all against me. My wives, this court, even my own children. You're not going to take what's mine. His voice booms, echoing off the walls. The judge warns him to sit, but he doesn't move. His chest heaves, his face contorts. And then on live TV in front of the whole court, Kody Brown loses. This is the climax everybody's been waiting for. Because when the truth finally caught up with him, Kody couldn't keep it inside anymore. Security moves forward, but Kody bullies his way through them, jabbing a trembling finger at Meri. You think you've won? You think this is all about a check and a court case? No, you've ruined me. And I swear I will not go quietly into the night. The gallery gasps. Reporters yell over each other. Robin cries in the back row, her hands shaking as she covers her face. Christine stands up, her tone slicing like a knife. This is the real him. This is the man we've lived with. The man we've lived in fear of. Now everyone gets it. Security drags Kody from the room, his words lost in disorder. His cries ring down the hall. This isn't over. Do you hear me? This isn't over. The silence that ensues is one of stunned silence. All sit mouth agape, Kody's tantrum imprinted on their minds. The judge then utters her first words in hours, her tone firm but solemn. This court will be reconvened tomorrow to finalize damages and possible criminal referral. Until then, this session stands adjourned. Meri slumps back into her chair, her whole body shaking. Christine and Janelle both go to her, cradling her, anchoring her. For the first time, Meri takes one deep breath of relief, but they all secretly know, Kody meant what he said. This is far from over. Not by a long shot. And here's where viewers can't turn away. Because the courtroom wind rings hollow. When the man you're battling swears he's only just started. That evening, as Meri sleeps at her hotel, her phone vibrates with a solitary ice-cold text from an unfamiliar number. You've taken everything from me. Tomorrow I take it back. Her heart freezes. She knows who sent it. The war is no longer in the courtroom. Now, it's intimate. The courtroom was supposed to be their protection. But this evening Meri learns the gavel cannot quiet Kody's anger. The text on her phone was not just a threat. It was a vow. And as the darkness gathers long, the query changes from will Meri win to will Meri live. And let me ask you, would you keep on fighting in court? Or would you bail out if you were in Meri's shoes to stay safe? Comment your response. I really want to know. Meri gazes at the lighted screen. Her hands shake so violently, she almost drops the phone. The words run together through her tears. Tomorrow, I take it back. Her breathing accelerates. She verifies the locks on her hotel room door 3 times, her heart racing with each click. She closes the curtains, but still senses eyes upon her. Christine calls a few minutes later, her tone frantic. Meri, are you all right? I just saw the news. Kody's out on bail. Mary's voice breaks. He sent me a message. He knows where I am. And this is when the fear becomes tangible. Because for the first time, Meri understands the courtroom isn't the only battlefield. The next morning, the courthouse is abuzz with tension. Metal detectors beep as added security scans everyone. Reporters line the stairs, microphones at the ready. Meri comes with Christine and Janelle on either side of her, but her gaze strays incessantly to the periphery, to the automobiles parked outside, to the faces in the audience. Each shadow is dangerous. In court, the judge speaks to the bench in a firm voice. Following yesterday's exhibition, Mr. Brown will be kept under close security observation. Another lapse, and this case will be transferred from civil to criminal. Kody sits behind the defense table, chains hardly concealed under his cuff folds, but on his face is not shame, but defiance. He slouches back, a small smile etched on his lips, eyes fixed on Meri. The look makes her skin crawl. Testimony continues, but the atmosphere weighs heavy, precariously. Every witness testifies, but everyone's gaze darts toward Kody, anticipating that he will blow at any moment. In a pause, Janelle whispers, "We need to report to the FBI again. If he's threatening you, Meri, they need to be told." Christine nods crisply. "Yes, we won't be safe until he's in jail." But Meri hesitates. "If I report him, if I take this to the next level, he'll come after me harder. He'll come after all of us." Christine takes her hand, her voice shaking both with fear and rage. "Meri, he already is." And here's the punch to the gut for the viewer, because sometimes resistance is just as frightening as inaction altogether. That night, outside the courthouse, things get out of hand. A car careens around the bend. Tinted windows, it slows as it drives by the steps. A camera clicking quick shots through the glass. Reporters yell, ducking for cover. Security rushes. The car takes off, vanishing into traffic. Meri shivers, goosebumps crawling up her arms. She knows, no evidence, no plate, but she knows it was him. Stalking, waiting. Christine hugs her tight. "He's trying to intimidate you. Don't let him win." But Meri whispers, "What if he already has?" The next day in the courtroom, Kody stands before the stand. The air is so still, as if everyone is holding their breath. He talks with gentle poison, low and sharp. "I've been accused of so many things. Fraud, deceit, betrayal. But the true betrayal isn't mine. It's theirs. My women, my wives, my family, they want to kill me because I loved them differently, because I picked one and not the other. And now they won't rest until I'm destroyed." He stops, looking directly at Meri. "But I won't be destroyed. I will not." The gallery mutters, tension circulating through the space. These aren't legal words, they're threats camouflaged as brokenheartedness. And it's when the audience sees it. Kody no longer defending himself, but fabricating the whole family history to position himself as the victim. Meri steps forward once more, her voice shaking but firm. "He can tell what he likes. He can spin the tale. But the truth is, he damaged us. Financially, emotionally, spiritually, and now he's trying to intimidate me into quiet. But I won't be quiet anymore." Her words hang in the air, the first time she'd ever spoken back to him directly in all these years. Kody smirks, but his eyes flash a quick flicker of anger, perhaps even fear, as if he realizes she's finally drifting beyond his reach. That evening, Meri arrives back at her hotel room to discover the door open. Her gut lurches. She pushes in slowly, Christine beside her. The room looks untouched, except for one thing. On the bed lies a single photo. Meri, Christine and Janelle, walking into the courthouse that morning. The words "tick-tock" scrawled across it in red marker. Meri's knees weaken. Christine gasps, her hand flying to her mouth. "He was here." Meri slumps into the chair, crying. Christine picks up her phone, calling the FBI. This is no longer harassment. This is a threat. The agents arrive within the hour, sweeping the room, bagging the photo as evidence. One agent crouches next to Meri, his voice firm but serious. "Mrs. Brown, this is escalation. We'll heighten your protection, but you have to get it. If you pursue this case, Mr. Brown won't let up. He'll continue pushing until he's halted." Meri dabs at her tears, her voice trembling, "Then halt him." And here's where Section 6 ensnares viewers, because now it's no longer a courtroom drama, but a battle for security, survival, and sanity. The trial picks up the following morning, and a bombshell explodes. The FBI makes the announcement that they've launched a parallel criminal investigation of Kody's threats and intimidation. Kody pounds his fists on the table, yelling, "This is a setup. They're all against me." The judge has him taken out of the courtroom, his yelling ringing down the corridor. For the first time, he seems less like a father and a husband, and more like a man disintegrating in real time. The gallery murmurs, some shake their heads, others glance at Meri with pity. The tide is shifting, but so is Kody's desperation. That night, Meri barely sleeps. Every creak in the hotel makes her jump. Every car door slamming outside makes her flinch. She sits by the window, staring out at the dark city, wondering if he's out there watching. Christine texts her around 2 a.m. "You're not alone. We're in this together. Don't give up." Meri grips the phone, tears falling silently down her cheeks. She mutters to herself, "I won't. Not this time." The next morning, before she has to go to court, Meri walks into the lobby and stands stock still. On the wall is another photo. This one is not just of her. It's of her daughter. The message written below it: "If you don't stop, she's next." Eerie screams throughout the hotel as Christine and Janelle hurry to her aid. And thus begins the war. Killing. The courtroom has been a battlefield of lies and surprises for weeks. But no more. It's no longer a question of money or lies. It's survival. Meri thought the flash drive was her greatest ammunition. But Kody's latest action shows he'll destroy the whole family before he'll let her emerge victorious. And I have a question for you. Do you think Kody's going to self-destruct, or will someone else finally bring him down? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear how you see this ending. The hotel lobby is in chaos. Meri stands frozen in front of the photo of her daughter, her screams still echoing. Christine pulls her back, shielding her from cameras as reporters swarm. Janelle grabs the photo, thrusting it into the hands of federal agents who rush to the scene. "This isn't just intimidation anymore," one agent growls. "This is a direct threat. We're escalating protection immediately." But Meri hardly hears him. Her mind reels, images flashing before her of her daughter, laughing as a child, smiling on her wedding day, now caught up in a nightmare she never sought out. Her body shudders, her voice cracking as she breathes. He's crossed a line. And this is where the audience feels it. The story isn't just dramatic anymore. It's horribly personal. Security at the courthouse is tripled the following day. Metal detectors, bomb-sniffing dogs, agents down the hall. The air is thick with tension. Reporters whisper, holding their breaths for the inevitable boom. When Kody walks in, he's chained up, his face pale but his eyes bright and crazy looking. He's not so much a defendant as he is a man who's going to explode. Robin hangs back, tears streaming down her face, grasping a tissue and shaking hands. She appears conflicted, wanting to defend her husband, but afraid of what he's turned into. The judge is quick inside. Following the most recent threats, this court has granted emergency review of criminal charges. "Mr. Brown, your actions are unacceptable." But Kody just laughs, the hollowness of it, cold. "You think chains and courts can stop me? You don't know me at all." Meri is summoned to the stand a second time. Her legs are heavy as lead as she approaches. The courtroom quiet except for the sound of her heels echoing. She sits, her eyes fixed straight ahead, not wanting to glance at him. Her lawyer says quietly, "Meri, tell the court why you persist in testifying." In spite of the threats, she swallows hard, then responds, her voice firm, "Because the truth counts. Because my daughter should know her mother didn't cave to fear. Because after everything he's done, I refuse to let him bully me any longer." The gallery stirs, its heartstrings touched by her bravery. Even the judge's face relaxes a little. Kody, however, erupts. He slams his hands on the table, shouting, "Liar, you've always been a liar, Meri." Security rushes forward, restraining him. His voice echoes as he's pulled back. "You'll regret this, every single one of you." And here's the turning point. Because Kody's rage is no longer hidden, and the world finally sees what the wives lived with for years. Outside the courtroom during recess, Christine and Janelle huddle close to Meri. Christine whispers, "He's unraveling. This is it. He can't hold it together anymore." Janelle nods, but her face is grim. Unraveling men are dangerous. Don't think for a second he won't try something. Meri exhales shakily, her gaze moving over the sea of reporters, agents, strangers standing to observe them. For the first time, she doesn't merely feel as though she's battling Kody, she feels as though she's battling time. In the office, the FBI lays out their evidence: decades of improper transfers, offshore bank accounts, tax fraud. The evidence is incriminating, watertight. The lead agent takes the stand. "Based on my professional judgment, Mr. Brown's conduct is criminal money laundering and fraud, possibly amounting to millions." The audience gasps. The reporters write frantically, headlines already in preparation. The judge addresses Kody, her tone stern. "You are looking at not only civil exposure but even federal prosecution. I recommend you think through the implications carefully." But Kody just smirks, his gaze flicking to Meri. "Consequences are for losers. I don't lose." That evening, the wives gather in Christine's hotel room. The blinds are pulled down tight, the air thick. Christine is pacing. "We have to be ready for the worst. He's not going down without a fight. He's already threatened Meri's daughter. What's next? Our houses? Our lives?" Janelle massages her temples. "Tired? We have protection. But he's unpredictable. And he's desperate. That's the worst kind of man." Meri sits in silence, gazing at the picture of her daughter on her phone. At last she says, "If anything goes wrong with her, all of this will have been for nothing." Christine takes her hand, fierce. "Then we make sure that nothing gets to happen. We are together. We do not let him split us up again ever." And that is why Section 7 has viewers hooked, because the stakes are no longer merely financial or legal. They're life and death. The following day, bedlam breaks out. As Kody is led into the courthouse, a hooded man charges out of the crowd, yelling. Security takes him down in an instant, but not before the wives catch a glimpse of his face. It's one of Kody's longtime friends, a man who once defended his polygamous lifestyle for years. He yells as he's hauled away, "Kody didn't do nothing wrong. This is all a setup." The gallery buzzes with panic. Christine grips Meri's arm. "He's rallying people. He's not alone in this." For the first time, Meri feels a shiver of true dread. This isn't just Kody anymore. It's anyone who believes his lies. In court, Robyn finally takes the stand. Her face is blotchy, her hands shaking as she clutches a tissue. She glances at Kody, then at Meri, torn in two. Her voice breaks. "I do love him, but I couldn't lie anymore. I've seen the accounts. I've seen the transfers. I pleaded with him to stop, but he would not. He said no one would ever know." Gasps ring out in the courtroom. Kody's face contorts in anger. "Robyn, how could you?" Robyn weeps, her head bowed. "I can't keep lying for you. Not when you're endangering the women I used to consider sisters." For the first time, Kody appears genuinely betrayed. He seethes with anger, and he bucks against his bonds, crying out, "You'll pay for this. You all will pay." And this is the final betrayal. The one friend Kody believes he has at last betrays him. The judge bangs his gavel. "Enough, Mr. Brown. You are remanded into federal custody to await criminal trial. This case will proceed without further delay." Kody is hauled from the courtroom, his screams echoing down the corridor. "This isn't the end. Do you hear me? This isn't the end." The wives fall into each other's arms, embracing. For the first time, there is relief and terror, because they know he meant everything he said. That evening, as Christine and Janelle escort Meri to her hotel, they see something odd. The security guards who typically stand outside are nowhere to be seen. The street is too still. And then, out of the darkness, a figure emerges. It's Kody. No chains, no guards, just a spine-tingling grin. "You actually thought you could just get rid of me," he whispers. The screen fades to black. You assumed the courtroom was where Kody Brown's tale ended. But the reality? That was just the start. When a man loses it all, his money, his authority, his family, what's he left to battle with? Anger. And tonight that anger unleashes in a manner no one could have predicted. And I have to ask you immediately now, If you were Meri and you were face to face with the man who had controlled your life for years, would you freeze? Or would you finally fight back? Leave a comment below. The night air is heavy, full of quiet. Christine and Janelle stand to either side of Meri as Kody emerges out of the shadows. His eyes wild, his smile cruel and hard. He shouldn't be here. He was supposed to be in federal custody. But he's here. Meri gasps in her throat. Christine jumps forward, her fists balled. Janelle reaches out slowly for her phone, but Kody's voice stops her in the darkness. Don't bother, he snarls. By the time they arrive, all of this will be done. No one stirs for a second. There is a standoff on the deserted street. The years of deceit and suffering boiled down to this single awful moment. And that's why you can't turn away. Because the ultimate showdown is not about the courtroom anymore. It's about survival. Blinding headlights illuminate the sidewalk. Black SUVs stop abruptly, and gun-toting agents spill out. Guns aloft, booming voices, federal agents, step back. Kody stops short, his smile wavering, but far from surrendering, he charges, not at the agents, but towards Meri. Christine screams, shoving Meri back. The agents tackle Kody to the ground, forcing his face into the pavement as he thrashes and curses. You think this is over? He bellows. You'll never be free of me. The wives cling to each other, trembling as they watch him dragged away in chains once more. But even as he's shoved into the SUV, his eyes lock on Meri's. The look in them is not defeat, it's a promise. The following morning, the court is a fortress. Security is tighter than ever. The gallery is filled, humming with expectation. Everyone knows today could be the end, or the beginning of something even darker. Meri steps forward one last time. Her voice is calm now, her terror reduced to ashes by fire. This isn't just about money, she declares strongly. It's about the years of manipulation, of control, of threats, and it's about ensuring no one else ever has to live under his shadow again. The gallery breaks into a murmur of approval. Some sweep tears from their eyes. Even Christine and Janelle share a glance of pride. Meri is not the woman who stood silently in the background anymore. She's the one taking charge. And this is where the transformation moment lies. The victim has turned into the warrior. And then there's the coup de grace. The FBI comes forward with their full report. Demon Island offshore accounts, phony LLCs, hidden transfers camouflaged behind shell companies. The figure, more than $10 million laundered and concealed. The judge leans in, her voice cutting. Mr. Brown, the evidence is overwhelming. What you've done has inflicted irreversible damage, not only on your family, but on the legal system in general. You will both face civil and criminal sanction. Meri's lawyer stands, clutching the flash drive. Your Honor, we move for final judgment. In light of the assets that were recovered and damages sustained, we respectfully request immediate restitution. $540,000, directed to Meri Brown herself. The judge's gavel comes crashing down. So ordered. Gasps make their way around the courtroom. Meri shuts her eyes, tears streaming down her face. It's not the money, it's the validation, it's justice. But the triumph is short-lived. As Kody stands, chained, he doesn't appear beaten. He appears almost content. He leans in towards Robin, his voice low and menacing that the microphones can hear. They think they've won. They have no idea what's coming. Robin's face contorts, her hands shaking as she breathes. What did you do? The courtroom hums with shock, the wives exchanging shocked glances. But Kody just grins as he's escorted away, leaving a chill that lasts long after he's disappeared. And here's the frightening question. Did Kody just lose? Or did he unleash something even more sinister? Days later, the wives meet at Christine's house. The trial's done, the verdict rendered. But tranquility hangs in the balance, like glass poised to shatter. Janelle scrolls through her phone, her brow creased. Look at this, she grumbles, handing it to Christine. It's a photo on a radical social media forum. Low-quality photos of Kody, flanked by followers with the caption, "The fight isn't over. Justice will be served." Meri glares at the screen, her belly churning. She breathes softly. He's still manipulating them. Even from prison. Christine's jaw clenches. Then we make our story louder. We shine so bright, he can't hide in the shadows anymore. The documentary teams arrive. The headlines burst forth. And finally, the voices of the wives overwhelm Kody. Their interviews are all over social media. Meri talking with newfound courage. Christine blazing with determination. Janelle cool but firm. Even Robin, tearfully confesses that she'd been blind to the man she loved. The world is watching, and gradually the story changes. No longer is it Kody Brown, polygamist patriarch. It's Meri Brown, the survivor who stood up in court and emerged victorious. And this is the resolution that the audience is hungry for. Not only punishment for Kody, but empowerment of the wives. But the conclusion isn't tidy. It never is. Weeks later, one night, Meri sits by herself in her kitchen. The house is still, the clock ticking quietly. She takes a sip of her tea, gazing at the judgment papers hanging on her wall. Her phone beeps. An unknown number. She pauses, then picks it up. A voice comes through the line. A familiar one. Low, threatening. You think this is over, Meri? It's never over. The line cuts out. Mary's hand trembles as she puts the phone away. Her triumph is true. Her liberty has been won. But Kody's specter, it remains. And there it ends. Meri triumphing, but danger still very much in existence. Now I want to hear from you. Is this really the end of Kody Brown? Or do you think he has one final card to play? Leave your opinions in the comments. I'm reading them all.